Hello, hello, continuous liners. Muy buenos dias. Buenos dias from las calles de, I almost said San Miguel. Where am I? La Ciudad de Mexico. Estoy aquí en Condesa, my old stomping grounds, right? Yeah, back here in La Ciudad de Mexico. I just got my little cafecito, which has got an angelito, one angel wing, not two, but just one. Really good to be back here in the city. I mean, honestly, especially in October October anywhere I think is spectacular, right? And here it's like there's marigolds everywhere, there's flower stands everywhere, they're selling marigolds and the red lion's comb and even pumpkins, right? Like Mexico doesn't do Halloween, but there's enough, of an international community that there's definitely an influence of Halloween. The one thing for sure, don't ever say like that Dia de Muertos is Mexican Halloween, because that's so not the case. But there is, I'm seeing big inflatable pumpkins, which I'm like, eh. But how fun is that, right? Who doesn't smile when they see a pumpkin, right? So I'm here. I'm searching for a new hotel for my workshop, because my other hotel, they got bought out and they're just weird now. And they used to have some charm. And I mean, it's a funky hotel and they used to have some charm. And when they got bought out by this corporate gig, they stripped away all the charm, right? They even lowered the prices, which is almost unheard of these days, but that still does not make up for like the charm and the hospitality that was lost. So anyways, I've got my ballpoint pen, I've got my copy paper here. I'm gonna make some lines here, right? Because that's what I do. That's what I try to do every morning. Now, when I'm traveling, it doesn't always work that way, but for the most part, I know this is not the favorite thing in the world to do. It's kind of like taking vitamins or, meditating or, exercising, right? I mean, exercising is fun once you get into it, once your body is like, yeah, I need this. But when you're just first trying to start doing it, it's like boring. Boring. But then once you start to see the benefits of it, right? When you start to feel a little bit better, you start to have a spring in your step, and in this case, if you're doing continuous line warm-ups, you're starting to draw, and I don't want to say more accurately, because accurate is not the goal, but you're starting to draw more expressively and more fluidly, and with more line confidence and with more, I'm going to say it, accuracy, because I feel like with a continuous line practice, you become more accurate, right? You become quicker and you become more accurate, right? I stay away from accurate because so many women, I'm going to say there's some more women in this continuous line group than men. There are some men, but it's mostly women. And the whole perfectionism thing is such a huge issue for women because, let's be honest, women historically have to keep it all together, right? They have to run the family. They have to take care of the finances. Not always. This is sort of I'm generalizing here, right? Take care of the family, run a business, run the family, run a career, and, holidays and all that stuff, right? And everything's got to look good, and the kids got to end up alive and smart and accomplished, and you got to look good, you got to dress well, everything's got to be so freaking perfect. And that sort of demand, that sort of gnawing at ourselves is exhausting, right? I'm not going to say I'm, completely in that category. I'm in my own sort of category because I didn't have kids, and I don't have a husband, and I don't have a mortgage, and I don't really have anything except me. I don't even have a dog right now. It actually kind of sounds like I'm a loser, but honestly, I promise you I'm not a loser. because what I have is inner peace. No, honestly, I do, right? That sounds, I mean, I'm sort of laughing at myself because, Jesus, she has nothing. I mean, I'm making a joke of that because my hair is everywhere. It's in my mouth and everything. Let me try to get it out of my mouth. There we go. I broke my line. So, yeah, no, I have plenty of things, right? Like I have a business and I have friends and I have, like I'm trying to convince myself, no, Meagan, you're not a loser. You have things. You have like things to draw with and you have things to paint with. And you have a, oh my God, look at this little baby dachshund. So cute. The dog park, the park is right down there where I used to take my doggies. So this is high, look at, there's a baby dachshund. This is high traffic area for dogs coming and going. And also right there, which I hate, that's the Walmart, the mini Walmart. It used to be like the Mexican grocery store that I used to shop at. Now it's a Walmart. You know, you can't hide from them. That's everywhere, right? So what was I saying? Oh yeah, that I'm not a loser and that I have things. Now, I literally have simplified. Like I used to have stuff and I used to collect stuff and I used to be one of those people that I thought stuff was good. And some stuff is good. But it was really when my mom died and I let go of everything. I mean, I really did. I moved into my mom's empty condo. I left all my furniture and stuff in Chicago. And I moved into my mom's condo that I think I was there for a few months, but my mom was a heavy smoker. And after everything was sold and distributed, there were outlines, because she was a heavy smoker. There was outlines of all her furniture and stuff that she had her whole life, well, not her whole life, but, you know, the last 20 years of her life, right? So I lived with all these ghosts of stuff. And honestly, it was terrifying because I could see all the outlines of my mom's stuff, my mom's memories. It really affected me. And so ever since then, I've been like, I don't want stuff, because my mom had like 12 million truckloads of tchotchkes and trinkets, and she made things, and so there was just all kinds of stuff, and it was exhausting, right? So that's when I really got clear, like, I don't want stuff anymore. So now I live pretty minimally, and I'm okay with that. You know, but, you know, I got a business and I'm an artist, and so I certainly have some things, but not a lot. And so what am I trying to say? Oh, yeah, what I'm trying to say, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. I was talking about, how hard it is to do things at first. That's it. So, like, at first when I had less things, like I didn't collect tchotchkes, and I think that was the hardest thing, is like not to buy little tchotchkes whenever I traveled, or, you know, just, this reminds me of my mom, this reminds me of that, this reminds me of Wisconsin. Whatever it was, I would collect things, and then I have a house full of tchotchkes, and I don't have that anymore. And I just got back from Paris, right? And so there were some things that I have in my memory that I was like, why didn't I buy that? Because that would have been really cute to have that. And I'm like, no, you don't do that anymore, Meagan. You don't collect tchotchkes, because that just makes the load heavier, right? And I'm all about keeping that load light, you know. And so, like, I really wish I would have bought a coffee cup in Paris. And literally my first day home, I was like, oh my God, why the hell didn't I buy a coffee cup there, right? Because I saw some great ceramics and whatever. Like this ceramics here, this is very Mexico City, right? The whole angel. Angels are big in Mexico City. The Angel de la Independencia. Big angel city right here, Mexico City. And I don't even remember. I mean, honestly, I saw a whole bunch of Japanese ceramics in Paris. I'm like, I wish I would have bought one. But whatever, I'm going back to Paris in 2025. In fact, I'm going to have 2 workshops in Paris 2025, back-to-back workshops. I'm going to stay in Paris for a month. See how I'm coordinating my life? It's because of the help of angels and the help of keeping my light load. My light load, that it makes it easier to travel, and not that it's impossible when you have lots of stuff, but it's I mean, I don't even have a dog right now, and that has made things a lot more, well, I'm gonna just say it's a lot, the expenses are less, right, because I'm not boarding and oh my god, all that stuff. So anyways, kind of exciting to be back here in Mexico City. I feel like I've rounded a corner and I've leveled up on my workshops, and I'm getting more professional about the whole thing, because if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? I think I've always had this thing that I'm like kind of still just a kid, just playing with like pens and stuff and paints, and that, you know, I think there's a lot of old beliefs about making art that not just I have, but I have seen a lot of people too. There's sort of this discounting to being an artist. Like I've had this said to me, oh, you're that one that does all those cute little drawings, right? Oh, yeah. I do all those cute little drawings, right? Well, honestly, like with anything, if you're focused and you have, if you work towards something, and you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but it is never ending, right? Like there's always stuff to update on the website, and marketing stuff and admin stuff, and oh my God, taxes this past week, the whole taxes thing. But you know what? I had the money to pay the taxes, and honestly, when that happened, well, being able to pay my taxes, like, has changed me on, like, because usually I've had to do a payment plan, but I kind of knew this was coming, and so I prepared for it, right? And I was able to pay it, right? Now, I'm going to live pretty slim to the bone, is that what they say? You know, while I rework, keep working, right? But gosh, being able to pay my bill like that, it changed something in my head. And I was like, you can do this, Meagan, you can do this. You can have a successful art business, right? Just keep doing it, because I mean, I work around the clock, and I like it. It's not even that it's painful. I like it. I like it. And so in order to keep being able to do this, because this is the life I want to live, I figured that out. This is the life I want to live, the artist life, but not just the cute, oh, isn't that adorable, cute little drawings, right? Like my drawings, some of them are very cute and adorable, right? But it's also a means to supporting myself, a means to building a community, a means to feeling better, because I feel like the better I get, the more I practice, the better I feel. And when you feel better, you just live better, right? When we feel better, we live better. And being an artist, now it doesn't mean all of them are good or whatever, but I usually feel pretty good about my art, you know, for the most part. I mean, I live in a town where everyone's goal seems to be the pretty watercolor, the pretty boring watercolor, right? And that's fine, but there's nothing that bores me more than a pretty boring watercolor. And, okay, so maybe that's a little mean. I don't mean it mean, but I just am clear that that's not the kind of artist I am. I like bold and expressive and illustrative. I like the illustrative lines. I remember even as a kid, my brother did watercolors when we were in high school, and he would do all these like Midwest landscapes, and I was like, yawn. I mean, I love Midwest landscapes, so look at them and be in them, but the idea of painting boring landscapes or any whatever, yeah, landscapes for sure, that's just never been my thing. And if that's your thing, have at it, right? Everyone's should find their own thing, right? I've always really liked the bold, expressive, illustrative thing, and I feel like once I really own that is what I like. That wasn't long after that the continuous line came into my life, and just saturated inks, all these tools that help me be a bold, illustrative artist, right? That's what I like. I still like urban sketching, and I like, of course, continuous line. And it just feels good to be able to develop that and at the same time still try new things, right? Because even though I feel like I'm sort of hit my stride, my stride. I think hitting your stride means that you're kind of like, yeah, all the pistons are going and the money's coming in and life is good. Well, I should back up, because life is good and things are chugging, but there's still more work to do, and that's what I'm excited about. There's still more work to do, and I am here for it. So I try to keep myself healthy and sane so that I'm healthy enough to continue to do the work I love and to continue to build community with other, not necessarily like-minded artists, but just artists who are dedicated to their craft. That's what I admire. Artists who are dedicated to their craft. And I'm not even talking about whether you're good or not. Anyone who's dedicated to their craft, I got nothing but respect for, right? Because I spend a lot of time dedicated to my craft. I take it very seriously, while I also at the same time have fun with it, right? This is my life. This is who I am. And it was like my mom's death was very pivotal for me, because I feel like metaphorically it took me from a place of like being focused on my navel and just being like, oh, there's so many things wrong with me. I'm this, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm blah, 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 blah. And then after my mom died, all of a sudden I remember this feeling of like looking up and looking out to the horizon. And I was like, I definitely had this sense of like, what am I going to do with my time between this very moment and when I reach my horizon, when I reach my last day? What is it that I am going to do? What is it that I want to achieve in that time, right? And I spent a lot of my life floundering, right? I did not know what I wanted to do. That definitely came around the age of 50. And I remember a longtime friend of mine in Chicago looked at me and she was like, oh, you think you're an artist? You think you're just going to wake up one day and be an artist? And I think of that often because I see her posting in LinkedIn and she's like, I'm not even going to make, okay, I'm going to make a little, okay, no, don't make any joke about that, right? But those words haunted me. Oh, you think you're just going to wake up one day and be an artist? Because there's a lot of people that have that belief that, like, you can't just be an artist. You have to, like, also be a doctor or a lawyer or something that's going to make a lot of money so that you can, or marry well, or, I was married to a rich Texan. Well, of course she could be an artist. She's married to a rich Texan, right? And no, I was very much floundering when I was married to the rich Texan. You know why? Because I didn't know what to do with all that money and energy in the big world that I was now living in when I was so used to just being in my own world. So I did not do well being married to a rich Texan. I mean, I had fun. I used to go shopping at Whole Foods with a fistful of money and come out with like 2 carts of stuff. I mean, it was awesome. And I remember being in Chicago and seeing Oprah Winfrey with her big fat shopping cart full of food, and my shopping cart was fatter, and I was like, woohoo, Oprah. But that kind of stuff doesn't mean happiness, right? Like, yeah, I mean, it was fun for a while to, like, just have money. But at the same time, it wasn't my money, and there was definitely, I'm a very, like, transparent person. After a while, the whole thing was, like, I didn't have my sense of self because, like, I didn't have to pay bills anymore. I didn't even see bills, right? All the bills for the house that we were houses were going to his secretary, right? So I never saw bills. There was never a sense of like, this is what I'm consuming, this is what I pay for. So anyways, even my friends used to say to me, you're like the worst gold digger in the world. And I'm like, I'm totally the worst gold digger in the world, because I just didn't do well with like not having a sense of my own self and money too, right? And the few years after we got divorced, I was like flat, busted, broke. And I'd be laying in bed going, oh my God, what did I just do? I like walked away from all that. I did. And look at me now. Yeah, honestly, look at me now. I feel pretty good about, the work I'm doing and the progress I've made. So anyways, I think that's all possible from relying on my intuitive self, listening to who I am, and becoming the artist that I knew I always wanted to be. I always had this sense of I wanted to be an artist, and I never really got my shit together until 50. So I spent 50 years floundering. But it takes what it takes. It takes what it takes. Oftentimes with women, they're busy like raising children and, right? Well, that's dad walking the kid. You're raising the family and you're working, right? Because someone said to me, how come it's always older women that come on your workshop? And I said, because the younger women are working. The younger people are working. Everyone has to work like a dog so that someday they wake up at 50, 55 years old, 40 years old, and go, oh my God, I'm supposed to be making art. And then it hits them like lightning. Not all. I'm just saying kind of like that's sort of a familiar story in my community that like most women are like busting their chops their whole lifetime until they have time for themselves. And that usually comes at around 50-ish, más o menos, right? I didn't even have kids, and I had dogs, but it wasn't like I was like running households. I was just trying to keep my own junk together, which honestly I didn't do a very good job. And it really came later in life that I really it's just such a marked difference of like how I used to live and how I floundered for years. I had horrible self-esteem. I didn't take care of myself. I smoked. I didn't feel good. I was angry. I was bitter. And, I could sometimes put on a good front for jobs and stuff like that. But it was a hard way to live, right? A hard way to live. And then, so now being an artist and sort of having to climb my own mountains and pay my taxes and have the money to pay my taxes and to do the things I'm doing and then still be able to travel. I mean, from my cute little drawings, ladies and gentlemen, from my cute little drawings. So anyways, what am I trying to say here? I'm saying if it's important to you, if it is in your wheelhouse to be an artist, if it is in your DNA, if it's in your bones, I feel like it was always in my bones, right? It was always in my bones. Just like farming. I feel like farming was always in my bones. My whole life I've had dreams of cows and farms. And so when I started working with cows, I remember my ex-husband, he was like, little women from Chicago don't know anything about cows or making meat. And I was like, well, this little woman does. And and that is still my side hustle. I'm very proud of that work. But I've had people say, why are you still working there? And I'm like, because I love it. I love being in on farm stories. So it's like art and the farm, right? Those are the two things that fulfill me. Maybe I wasn't supposed to have kids so that I could do these things. And maybe I wasn't supposed to stick around with a husband so I could do these things. I don't even have a dog now, right? That I would like to change someday. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy a little easier travel and stuff like that, right? A little freedom to move around. All right, everyone. So, yeah, I'm going to go, first I'm going to go get my nails done. Kamala Blue, right? Vote blue for democracy, right? We got to get rid of that monster. That's all I'm going to say. He's got to go. He's got to go. I got my Swifty bracelets on here, Harris, Walls. A Swifty made these for me, and they actually say Harris and Kamala, right? Isn't that fun? So I got my Swifty bracelets on. I got my Vote Blue Democracy, and yeah, I try to stay away from the politics thing, but it's just brutal these days, isn't it? The things that monster gets away with, right? And the airtime he gets to air his grievances, my God, that's where the grace, the practice of grace. Can I have grace for this individual who is clearly coming undone? And we all have to watch it and witness it. And it is the media follows him around night and day. When will it end, right? That's what my grace is hoping for. When will it end? Hopefully soon. Okay. And what's the word I'm saying? Finishing big with a heart. You know what I just when I got to this cafe, I said, oh, hey, I remember you guys, because this is one of the cafes that I did a painting of when I left Mexico City 1 year ago. And I remember crying my heart out because I thought, oh my God, I don't want to leave Mexico City. I love Mexico City. So here I am a year later, and then Fernando, who's working here, I said, hey, I remember you. And he goes, yeah, I think I remember you. I go, yeah, I gave you a painting of the building. And he's like, oh, oh yeah. And I go, and I don't see it on your wall of art. So what did you do with it? And he goes, no, the owner has it hanging in her house. I was like, oh, that's nice. Anyways, so finishing big with a heart, right? Go easy on myself, go easy on others. Go easy on myself, go easy on others. The game of life. How are you going to play it? How are you going to finish it, right? And I say that because most of the people are like over, like, we're not all spring chickens. Some of us are. So how are you going to finish the game of life, right? What's in your wheelhouse before your time is up? All right. Finish big with a heart. Go easy on yourself. Go easy on... oh, my ride's here. I'm going to finish my beautiful latte. I'm going to go get my nails done. Is that a garbage truck? I love the whole garbage truck. I think I've made that very clear. I love the garbage. Like, I like watching... because they're a recycling center. I've talked about that at great length too. They really, I can't see it there. Each garbage truck is a recycling center, and I used to like to watch it because it's interesting, right? Garbage is a huge thing that we never, generally speaking, we don't really hear about, right? Or know about. And living in the United States, garbage would get picked up, and then I wouldn't have no idea. You would never know. But here you see the recycling. Anyways, the coffee has hit in and it has taken effect. Really beautiful to be back here in Mexico City. I'm here for a couple days looking for a hotel, and I'll probably enjoy some of the Dia de Muertos flowers and stuff, bike riding and stuff like that. Here we go. All right, everyone, stay safe out there. It's October 18th. It's honestly the best time of year. I love October, right before we go into that whole stupid holiday madness stuff. Oh, look, you can see everything on my glasses. All right, everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Keep drawing, telling your stories. Go easy on yourself, go easy on others. Bye.